One of the main problems with the Saints last season was their inconsistent offense, spearheaded by Derek Carr. I wouldn't say this game will necessarily be a big indicator as to how the remaining 16 games will go, but it is a winnable one considering the unsure space that both of these teams are in.
I couldn't have been more wrong.
This is everything you need to know about the Panthers versus Chargers game in under 3 minutes.
So week 2's here and the Panthers play the Chargers today. Derek Brown's out for this season, and a couple others such as Hecker and Tremble are questionable for this week. But other than obviously Brown, not too many serious injuries going into the game. All in all though, last week's debut, even with all of the players, was entirely unconvincing. They're instilling very little confidence going into their home debut. Some of the positives though, the offensive line actually ranked 6th for the players across all offensive lines, with Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt, and Austin Corbett having 3 of the 5 top 5 grades on the team. On top of this, Xavier Legette had a pretty solid debut, and the coaches much have noticed too, as he's now starting over Jonathan Mingo. The defense for the Panthers in week 1 was downright terrible. There were a couple standout players such as Mike Jackson, Ashawn Robinson, and Xavier Woods, but in general, the defense did very little to stop the Saints giving up 47 points. Derek Carr completed 19 of 23 passes with 3 passing touchdowns. And the rushing defense may have been even worse. They gave up 180 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. And now that the defense is losing its best player in Derek Brown, players are going to have to step up to fend off the Chargers' rushing attack that proved very successful against the Raiders last week. At this moment, the Panthers are considered the worst team in the NFL, and for good reason. And it's up to them to turn that narrative around and sneak in a win here against a solid but beatable Chargers team. Will they turn the narrative around? To be honest with you, I doubt it, as this team is owned by a winning team poisoned. So I think this game will be closer than last week's game, but I don't think it's going to be a win, sadly. But I will be more than happy to be wrong about this. So please, please prove me wrong.